everyone, how's it going? Hope you're having a wonderful night too. Five Nights at Freddy's opening weekend is the biggest for a live action video game movie. Now, I did a review on this movie. I didn't think it was good. I actually thought it was a really bad movie, especially compared to other video game shows and movies like Arcane, Sonic the Hedgehog, and even Super Mario Bros. I didn't really like Super Mario Bros. I know a lot of people did, but for me personally, I wasn't a fan of it. But I would say that the presentation of the movie was exceptional, but I think Sonic the Hedgehog is still the best video game movies, and when it comes to show, it's Arcane. But I'm happy that this did very well because it shows that, you know, not everything needs to be spectacular. You can create a cheap film, but it also shows that, you know, as long as you make something popular, people will watch it and then they'll put on their rose-colored glasses. Again, I know this is a movie dedicated towards children. The Five Nights at Freddy's series at its core is dedicated towards children who say things like "I'm so scared" out loud to project their fear, you know, stuff like that. It's not really meant for people who have critical thinking skills, especially if you go through the lore. The lore is messy and incoherent. Five Nights at Freddy's has officially entered the silver screen and record books at the biggest opening weekend for a live action movie ever. According to opening weekend numbers, the movie generated 78 million in sales in the United States on opening weekend. On top of that, it hauled another 52.6 million overseas, bringing its opening weekend total to just about 130.6 million against a budget of just 25 million. Wow, that is exceptional. Good for them. It also helps that it's Halloween, so, you know, scary movies are in. Despite mixed overall reviews, they're talking about this. So you have a 29% from critics, 89% on audience. Now, I really think that the audience score is based on Ravage's, like, very dogmatic fans who are just, like, completely going full head first into this movie because, you know, again, Five Nights at Freddy's is a multi-million-dollar IP. Many games, many YouTube channels have ballooned their career because of this franchise. So, yeah, not to mention all the spin-off video games that have come from this franchise. Like, would you argue Bendy and the Ink Machine? I'm not sure, but definitely Poppy's Playtime. And there's so many more of these, like, minor indie games that have spawned over FNAF's success. It's just a matter of looking at the most basic of evidence. Five Nights at Freddy's can only be viewed as a success for the movie not only launched in theaters but on streaming services as well, where I saw it for $6. The movie sits just behind the Super Mario Bros. Movie, which is pretty insane, which was released exclusively in theaters as the second biggest opening weekend of all time for a video game movie. Could you watch the Super Mario Bros. Movies at home? I believe you could if you paid $30. If I'm wrong about that, tell me in the comments below, but I'm almost certain you were able to watch it at home for a premium price. So here are the rankings. Super Mario Bros. It beat Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2. Pokemon Detective Pikachu, Lara Croft. This movie sucked. Like, seriously, I actually really liked the rebooted Tomb Raider series, but the movie was just terrible. Uncharted, I saw that was garbage. The Angry Birds movie was actually really good. It's underappreciated. Like, I think it's really good. Dungeons and Dragons, didn't see that. Rampage, didn't see that. It's not even just video game rankings that Five Nights at Freddy's moved up during its first weekend. It became the third best opening weekend all time for horror movies, only behind the two most recent It movies. Oh, so even horror movies, it's done very well. The thing is, the movie is not scary. I detailed this in my review. It's like just shock value, and it's just there to see this franchise up there in the big screen, and I think that's where a lot of its praise comes from. But again, I'm happy that it's a success. I'm happy people enjoyed it. If you like this movie, more power to you. I didn't like it, but I can see why it's such a huge success. For all the right reasons, great IP, fantastic marketing, great placement time. Like, the marketing team really did its job, not to mention all the callbacks to very popular YouTubers. MatPat's appearance was all over YouTube. Like, there are videos with hundreds of thousands of views just for MatPat's cameo. You have Koryak Kenshin, who's also in the movie. Markiplier was supposed to be in the movie, but he had schedule conflict, so they cut him from the movie. I'm sure if he was in the movie, it would be all over YouTube with millions of views. It's just like they knew the perfect storm of how to make this movie a success, and I'm glad they actually listened to marketing and understood what this needed in order to be a success. So I'm happy people are enjoying it. I'm happy that people got what they believe. But if you didn't like it, I would highly recommend Willy's Wonderland. I think that's actually a way better movie. Or if you did like this movie and you're looking for more of this type of films, I would also recommend Willy's Wonderland. It stars Nicolas Cage and it's a pretty damn good action horror thriller. But this one, good for you. Congratulations on Five Nights at Freddy's. We likely will get a sequel to this because the finale of this movie leaves room for a sequel. But I also hope they take the criticism in stride, because there is a lot of criticism towards this movie, where my biggest one was that they tried to create an original narrative while trying to interject the lore of the original franchise. So I hope they take that criticism to light and try to be more frugal with their time and their understanding about delivering narrative expositions in the movie more efficiently. So tell me what you think in the comments below about Five Nights at Freddy's. Did you watch it? Did you hate it? Are you planning never to watch it? And that's me. Signing out. Bye.